Hello everybody and welcome. Today we're going to start a new English lesson, and today's lesson is about figures of speech. First of all, we have to ask ourselves, what does it mean, figures of speech? So figures of speech, we use them to create images in the reader's mind that express what we are trying to say. Like when I say, he is as strong as a rock. I'm just trying to get an image to describe a person that he is very strong, okay? So I can say that he is a strong man, but to give an image, to create a big, wide image as a figure of speech, I made him like a rock, okay? And this is, we call it simile. And simile is one of the figures of speech, okay? So when I say, for example, the waves ran to me. Can they run like people? When I say the sky spoke to me, can the sky speak? Okay, so that's why we are learning today some figures of speech. We will start with simile, metaphor, and personification. Let's go ahead. So, simile, metaphor, and personification. What is a simile? A simile is a word that compares words in a sentence. You can usually tell if a simile is present in a sentence when you see the word as or like. So, in order to know that we have a simile, you can find word like as and word like, okay? So, Don ate his salad like a vacuum cleaner. Okay, so I described Don, okay, as what? A vacuum cleaner when he ate. Okay, his arms were weak and felt like noodles. Of course, noodles are very weak. Okay, so here I'm describing what his arms as noodles. Okay. The thunder was as loud as fireworks. Also, we have here as, and I'm describing the loudness of the thunder, okay, and the fireworks, okay, together. So thunder was as loud as fireworks. Both of them, they are loud. So all of these guys, they are similes because they continue as and like. Let's see here. Okay, some examples. You were as brave as a lion. Okay, and compared between you and the lion in being brave. They fought like cats and dogs. Compared them as cats and dogs. The night is as cold as a sharp sword, which means it was very cold, very sharp. He is as strong as an ox. Describing him, okay, he's having the strength of an ox. Watching the show was like watching grass grow. Okay, so here you we started to make a comparison between the show and watching the grass grow. Wonderful. So once you see that you have as or like, you know that in this sentence we have a simile. Metaphor. It's exactly like a simile. A metaphor compares words in a sentence. However, instead of saying that one thing is like something else, a metaphor actually makes one thing become something very different by renaming it. A metaphor can sometimes use words like is, are, was, and other words to signal that a metaphor is present in the sentence, of course. However, a metaphor never uses the words like or as to compare. Fine. So if we said before in the previous slide that he used, or the cold was as sharp as a sword, okay? So you can say cold is a sword. Now it's gonna be a metaphor. When you say here the smoke was cotton ball, smoke is cotton ball, okay? Now you go to you are my hero, describing him as what? a hero. The sun was a hill. Was what? A hill because it's of course very hot. And now you are giving the sun a description of a hill. Okay? You give the smoke a description of cotton without using as or like. Okay? That's why we call this as a metaphor. Okay, let's see some examples of the metaphors. She is an angel. Means that she's nice. My hands are ice. Means that my hands feel very cold. He is a pig. Means he is messy. Her eyes were diamonds. Her eyes were beautiful. The shark's teeth are daggers. So the shark's teeth are very sharp. The stars were a blanket over the earth, which means that the stars fill the night sky above the earth. The wind was a piercing arrow, means that it was windy and very cold. The classroom was a zoo. The classroom was noisy and the kids are not in their seats. So now we'll go to personification. Personification is giving a human features to non-humans. Like, the leaves danced on the wind. Can the leaf dance? Actually, dancing is a feature of people, humans, okay? Human beings. Of course, when you say the leaves danced on the wind, now I can say that this is personification because we gave a human features to non-human. The angry sore was visible. Angry, can you imagine? My heart was competing with my head. The heart and the head, they compete, describing them as if they are people, guys, okay? Two persons competing together. So this is also personification. Now let's go to an exercise. The first sentence here, of course, we are going to say, is it a simile or a metaphor or personification? When I say he is like a rocket on his bike. So here we have like, right? So it's going to be, yes, I'm hearing you. Excellent. It's a simile. Wonderful. The second one, the fire roared to life. The fire roar. Can the fire roar? No. So what kind of figure of speech is it? Yes, it's a personification. So the fire roared to life. This one is personification because here roaring, guys, is a feature of a man. Here it means shouting, okay? Like the fire roared to life, as if it's a man shouting to life, okay? The leaves fell like rain. Of course, this is going to be a simile because we have light. Number 4, the glasses danced on the shelf during the earthquake. Of course, glasses dance, yes, so it's gonna be personification. Excellent. The clock is the keeper of time, so clock is keeper, so also this is a metaphor. The water called invitingly to the hot children. The water cold, so this is personification. Water cannot cold. The rusty door hinge screamed every time the door opened, so it's personification. It was a scream. The wind was like a piercing arrow. We said it before. It's a simile. The stage was the canvas upon which the play was painted, so this one is a metaphor. The rain screamed down the tracks. Personification. Music is the slave that soothes us. This one is a metaphor. The swing rocked like a baby learning to walk. It's a simile. Fruit is fuel for a healthy body. It's a metaphor. The fresh apple was crispy like a new dollar bill. So it's a simile. The last one, water is the hammer that erodes or destroys the rocks. Of course, this one is going to be a metaphor. I wish you really practice a lot. If try to listen again to this video more than one time. Ask yourselves and go for more exercises that I'm going to include them in this video. I wish you all the best. Have a good day. Goodbye.